Good evening, guys. Very good evening to Nikhil as well as Ranjit. Welcome to the session. I guess someone wants to. Yeah. So, what happens to? Yeah, today's session is towards other topics. So we'll talk about basic system configuration. First and foremost, we'll talk about auto update. So for every application, we used to get some of the things like you can do update as and when updates are there. Sometimes provided some interim fixes, or you can say small updates, and sometimes there used to be a major update and minor update used to be. So like that for Curada also, they used to provide some updates. So if your system is connected over the network, internet, if you wanna do auto update and without asking you to do some major activity or minor activity, it can go like Windows can do on its own, and some other antivirus application they used to update their signatures like that. So here if you see check for updates, there are option. So by default you can do a schedule, and there used to unscheduled updates. You can check get new updates and all, and you can check the view history from here. There may be, if there are new updates history which have been updated through internet, and there is a change setting. So this is one of the most important, how to set up your updates. So by default they used to have something like this: daily frequency, and the time is at 3 a.m. Weekday is Monday, and week of the month is first. This is the general auto update schedule. And for auto update, they will not ask you update configuration, QID map and all update changes. Then manual install of these things if at all is there. Major update, it's in disable condition, you can also do download and keep it. And the minor update, auto install. So these are the general settings, and you can also go towards advanced settings, and you can check the which this is basic community for Curada community editions update, and this is a directory where you are going to space, and the backup location and all for the retention and all for the updates, it will be stored over here. You can change the location if you want, and the password and all, proxy user and all if it is there. If it's not mandatory over here, but just I thrown. So if your proxy server is there, then it will be helpful. Else these are general settings for updates. See update types, there are 4 different updates. If you go from here, the major update is something called, if there may be any service pack kind of thing with a multiple you can say quarterly update. Minor updates is any interim updates or emergency updates. If it is there, fix it to stop something like it won't affect your day-to-day activity, but it affects. So if you are going for major update, you require a maintenance time, you can say downtime and all, for the sake of upgrade all these things, and you need to do the restart. DSM and protocol updates, there are some updates, DSM scanner and protocol updates you can do by option auto install, manual install, and you can do disable. By people don't do all these things. By default they wanna do disable. The upgradation used to take manually only. They used to download the upgrade packs as and when required, they used to do, but it's up to you. If you wanna go for a update and all, you can do. By default the options are available. Auto update and auto integrate and all options are available. And restore hidden updates, is there any hidden updates? So it is again, when auto updations happens, it will show here. Sometimes the update may goes hidden because of some of the issues, or so you can say the update is such a thing, it may not sometimes it may not updates to your system, that time it goes to hidden updates. So you can check here, is there anything is there, and the log, and you can check what are the updates completed successfully, not completed successfully, and all. You can say at what time the update status was there, last update, see last update, all updates completed, though there is nothing. So this used to get like this. And the hubs update history, over here you can get these many packs were updated, and name, type, whether it's the major, minor, or you can say DSM protocol update or something like. So you can check all the settings like configure any auto update schedule, sorry, not this one. See configuration update, DSM scanner update, and major updates, and all the status should used to be. And you can say on which date it was installed, at what time it was installed, at date and time, the status, whether it is successfully completed or not. So it will show here. So these are the basic idea of your auto update. At the same point of time, there is a back. Someone wants to join. Wait. Hi, who is this? Namrata Sinha. Is Nikhil?
Hello.
Nikhil?
Sorry, I will rejoin the meeting.
Okay. I had it. It's okay. You can.
One minute.
It's okay. No worries. So we have seen that auto update like that. There's a backup and recovery. So for every unlike every operating system and application, we can take the backup of so many things. So there are two kinds of backup. One is total backup, one is only configuration backup. When you are taking the configuration backup, it will give only the backup of PostgreSQL only. But when you are it's okay Nikhil, it happens. So when you are going for backup, see I'll show you here. By default you can configure backup. You can store, by default the path is to store backup the location, and you can keep this retention period that you can, this is a general backup. So backup is, you can keep it for 7 days, 7 months, 7 years, that is up to you if you are capable enough. And you want to take nightly backup schedule or configuration backup only, and configuration data and backup. See, there are two options. So if you are taking nightly backup schedule is something, it will take only configuration backup. But if you are taking configuration backup, means at any point of time, whatever the time you want to give that time, and the configuration and data backup, it includes both. Okay. And the backup limit, what is the backup time? It should be something like, see if you are limiting the backup is 180 minutes. If the backup completes in 180 minutes, it will be kept it as a backup. Otherwise it will stop that particular backup process and it will show as a failed. What is the backup priority? If you are keeping as high, medium and high, it is considered that it will affect on your day-to-day process. Why? Because the entire process will put on this to create the backup. So according to that, if medium is okay, according to me medium is okay, but don't ever put high. Why? Because 90% of the process used to taken by this particular backup only sometimes. And what is the data backup? See, for this particular data backup is only for configuration, and this is for data backup. Here it is giving the time of 1020 minutes. It is something like 10 hours. It is something like 10 hours, almost 12 hours. You can check. You can set it something like, if you are taking a full backup, you can set and just save it. And you can go for on-demand backup. If you click, it will start backup. See, name, you can give the name, and if the only backup, only configuration type, you can set. See, it is started and is under process. Configuration initiated by admin, and otherwise you can go for nightly backup also. You can do, but I am only taking the configuration backup. It will take not more than 15 minutes, not more than that. So this is like this. You can create your backups. You can configure your backups. See, the backup is after changing the configuration and all, it is showing something. See, backup recovery configuration changes. That's why you need to go for a deployment. However, I am not going. So backup can be taken as and when you required. Okay, and it will be stored in at what location? It will be stored in /store/backup is the location. Okay, by default you can change the backup location, that's up to you again. And global system notifications. See, there are some global system notification. They set some of the system process criteria. By default, system load over 5 minutes is more than 4.5. See, we need to understand what is meant by 3.9, 4.5 and 5.4. so if you know all these, you can change the numbers. This is 5.4 is if you are it is something like 54%, 45%. It is load system is around 3.9 is generic standard. It is you are considering for 10. So out of that is greater than 5.4 is it's over the time, it is 1 minute. You can consider this is a, if your system continuously exhibited, please contact the someone. It will show like this. It will send something like behavior like this. So it is a process related. And this is IO. IO is something between your logs. When your logs, you are doing some in-out log behavior, then it will show like this. It will send this behavior along with this. And percentage of swap used, if it is more than 60%, it will show. Received packets per second, if it is greater than 0, so it is showing some issue. If it is transmitted packets per second is greater than 0. See, I think it should be less than 0, I think, or greater than 0. Yeah, it is greater than 0. Yeah. So these are the global notification. This is related to your health. It is basically it will show if your process is capturing out of 10. If it is more than 5.4 for 1 minute, it will show this message like this. This is misbehavioral activity of your QRadar. Okay, you can change, modify these things. Okay, you can do modification. Say you wanna kept it some file, you can keep, you can save, and you can change this message also. So this is an misbehavioral activity of more than 1 minute and all. You can give like that. You can change and you can just disable, enable by here, enable, disable. Okay, you can disable. So that is up to you. This is again, if it is performance is generally, if you are having a good hardware, it doesn't show. Basically the in output and the processing capability is up to the mark, along with the if you are considerable sizing, so there is no issue, along with the processor capabilities. So this is something. Auto update done, backup recovery done, global notification done. And there is something called license and system and license management. See over here, by default you are watching on console, but in case you are having distributed environment, it will give all the things. See, this is it is showing some localhost console, at the same point of time localhost EC, that is event controller, localhost event processor, and it will give the IP and what is the kind of appliance it is, and what is the version which is installed, on which serial number it is. See, this is the serial number of VMware active, and what is the license, what is the event rate and flow limit and all. It is 50 of 5,000 and 500 of 2 lakhs. So like that. So you can do the changes. Just double click over here. You will be taken into some of the things I said. First and foremost, it will give the disk space utility. What is your disk and how much it has been filled, along with the database. You can say both Arial as well as PostgreSQL. Out of 100, it is covered around 7.6 of 18.6 GB. So this is what your root folder, and it is filled. Sorry, not root folder, that is rootfs folder. That is, you can say store folder, or you can say transient folder. Over it is 7.66 is filled. So you can come to understand that if it is beyond 70 and 80%, it will come to know that. You can come to understand that we need to either extend the things, or you can say either you can go for archival of your logs and all. And it is giving something license over here. So by default, this is the license. Here, as it is a community edition, we are not getting this. See, allocate license. See, By default it is there, that's why it is not giving any licenses over here. Otherwise it should provide this license over here. License will be over here, and just select and just allocate to the system if you're allotting something. And the license type is perpetual. Perpetual is means it is fully it will not expire. License which does not have expiry is considered as a perpetual. And the limit and all, it is as it is a commutation, it is giving 50 event rate, that is 50 EPS and 5000 FPM. Okay, so now the option is called firewall. So by default there are Curador is configured with fully hardened firewall. So if you want to see, you can see in over here there are some files you can check. // etc, or you can say ipconfig, iptables.config, something is there. Or you can say firewall D is there. Yeah, firewall D is there. cd firewall D ls cd, not this, pre and post data is there. You can have to check IP tables. Is there any IP tables folder? IP tables. I'm missing out. Yeah, sorry. /var cd www less, not here also. Where's the Curador? Curador. cd firewall. cd ping. See, this is the firewall.sh where you can set up, run this particular one, and it will give the firewall data. Where is that firewall data? Wait. Vim. There are some pre and post tables are there. See, these are the rules. See, this is a IP Docker. It is inside the Docker, so that's why it's not showing. These are the rules. IP tables. Okay, it's SA Docker, so it's okay. It's not possible to see here from here, but by default this particular firewalls, in older version we used to see, but in a new version I'm not able to see. It's okay, but I can come to know, oh, is there any other method? If it is there, I can bring out. Okay, so you can add your firewalls if you want to give any range, or you can say any ping, or you can say any allow than the normal thing, something like if you want to give them specific for 192.168.175, or you can say what is the IP of my system, protocol, TCP or UDP, or you can say any to any instead of this IP, any to any. If I'm giving allow, I can add something like this. Yes, yeah, any to any TCP allow. If I do this, I'll start getting ping from outside, else I'll not ping. So it's not this one. I have given open to all. There's a reason. So like that, you can add a specific port if you want to add some range, or you can say specific port is something like, see, ICMP port is something like 8. If you want to add, you can add, see, TCMP 8, it will be allowed. So whatever you will give here, it will be given particular option. So you can add your firewall rules here instead of adding. If you are adding here also, it will not take that firewall D rules. Firewall D. Sorry, firewall wall.cmd man firewall -cmd. Yeah. Okay. Nothing happened. State. Running. It's not printing. It's, you need to know print. Show. The commands are not working over there. So whatever the changes you have done over here, that will be affected over there. But if you are changing anything over here, it will not affect it. Why? Because it will be overwritten by this particular rules only. So it's okay. If at all network interfaces, if you are having multiple network connections with a bonding and all, you can do here. Double click once again. What happens? What happens? Wait a minute. to reload, I think. Oh no. I just wanna show us. This is the main issue. What the hell? What happens, man? System CTL stop firewall T. Yeah, it's done. We'll see now. Struct. It's okay, I'll do one thing. I'll system CTO stop network manager config. It is 242.129. Yeah, I'll show you. .135. Yeah. So the handling of firewall, just I missed out to that what can I say, that reload, that I missed out. That's the reason it is not, it's getting hanged actually. I need to go for restart this particular mission. It's okay, I'll go for restart here. No worries, we have an option, another one. I kept it ready. Yeah. Yeah, now we can go back to the session. Just see, firewall which is most important, you are changing anything, we need to either save. I did not save and I closed the session, that's the reason it got struck. And there is something called network interface. If you have multiple networks over here, see, you can do a bonding between two. If you have multiple network and you wanna make it, see, this is something like one is main and one is standby, and you wanna bond, you can do by selecting these two. You can do the bonding. It is something like if you have a L31 and L32 and you don't want to do a network break in between, you wanna think that it is a high availability of network, then you can do those things. And there's something called system time. You can manage system time from here. Instead of doing from your terminal, you have to change all these things. You have to change from here itself. So you need to select the date like this, Indian 5:30 Asian Calcutta, and it's something like, or you can specify your NTP server. If you have a NTP server for the most accurate time and all, you can specify your NTP of your network, or you can say your AD server or something like. You can also configure SMTP. As I said, if you want to send any mail through over the report and for the automatic report sending and automatic sending of health report and all, you need to configure mail services also. So let's save, then I should go to struct. Now it is something called email server. You can give the SMTP if you have some SMTP dot ibm.in, or you can say if you have IP of something like 192.168.25.5, like that. If you have, you can give the IP. It will use this IP as a SMTP email server and it will send the logs, it will send the reports, offense mail and all. If you want to send all those things, it will send with this particular email server, and you can save all this data. And next, system, see, health is there. For this, there is a new package has been imported, that is what QDI, that is QRadar Deployment Intelligence. We need to take download from IBM App Exchange and we need to install. It is more powerful than the whatever is available. It is no more continuity. This particular tab is now obsoleted. Okay, so we need to check the system settings. There are some system settings. First and foremost is administrative email address. As we have said just before that, I said this is the mail address. This is not mandatory, you can give anything. Why? Because you are sending mail from here, that's the reason it will use this particular mail ID to understand. I can give something like QRadar @ your host name. You can say QRadar @ ibm.in, and if you have this mail kind of thing, else it will also give automatically, it will take. And the alert email address, you can change it to something or QRadar alert @ ibm.in. If you have with this particular, this is your domain, this is up to you. IBM, instead of IBM you can give anything, McAfee or Tech Mahindra or something like. And what is email locale, what is the language of that particular email, whether you want to send it to Dutch, English, or any France, Italian. So that is up to you which language you want to select. So you can select that, the language will be automatically taken. So display region flags, there is an option. So whenever you are doing some activity in the offenses tabs and all, it used to show some along with the IP, it used to show some the flags. The flags is defined over here only. If you are giving yes display country region flags, it will show along with the IP. It will show that that particular flag details. This may be of India, that may be of Europe, and you can say UK and US and all. Those things will be. And display embedded maps. If you wanna give this on mouse over, if you get some IP on mouse over also, you used to get some map over there. What is the exact location? So that one also, if you wanna add, you can add it from here. This is on system settings. Embedded X-Force intelligence feed, and when you are right click and there is an option called, there is the intelligence feed is there, X-Force intelligence. That is up to you. If you wanna use, you can use it, else you can press no. Most probably people, if you are using in internet, it will be more helpful for you. But for the internal activity and all, for you can say for the intranet activity, these are not required. Why? Because whatever the IP you are using, that may be or may not be of that particular, it will show that country. Sometimes it will not show the exact country. Lag time reference. So what is mean by lag time? Removed experience reference data, 5 minutes. Whenever you are doing some idle activity of your QRadar, it will wait till 5 minutes. If you are not doing anything, the session will be automatically expired. Payload index retention. So whatever you are doing, the index of your payload will be remains 30 days by default. You can change it to anything. Offense retention period also 30 days. If you are doing any offense, the offense related data, it will be remains of 30 days. That's up to you. You can change it to any other specific day, month, or you can say if there are so many years, 2 years. That's up to you. According to your storage space and capabilities of your QRadar, you can keep it. And aerial database settings. This is exclusive for aerial database. Search result retention. See, whatever you are doing a search, the particular search, if you don't want to go for multiple again and again same search, you can go to manage search. See, in this particular thing, I do some search once again so that you can come to know. I did some search. Hopefully this is a search. See, this is the search I did, and if I go to manage search result, I'll get that particular search result. Manage search result. We need to wait. It's not shown. I have to do some filter and do some search. Something like 192.168.1.1. Add, and I'll go for last 15-30 minutes. Yeah, one search is completed. If you go and see in the manage search result, you will find some search. See, this you wanna go for again, just double click over here, it will take you to the same search. So this used to be retained for 24 hours. This particular, so whatever the activity of user, any user, it will show here. How many times you have done what kind of search, it will be shown over here, and that entire data will be retained for 24 hours. That you can keep it for more than 2 days, 3 days, 5 days, years. That's up to you. Okay. The maximum number of IP ports display in a superflow, that is 100. We have already discussed what is a superflow. When it will show a maximum of 100 superflows, 100 IPs and 100 ports in a single superflow. You can change it to up to 1 lakh. And flow log hashing, if there is any flow hashing is there, the hash if you're finding, then you can save. Then otherwise you press no. Event hashing is there, if you press yes, and you need to check what kind of hash it is. So that's up to you. And the SNMP version also you can change. If you want to send or SNMP traps to some other location of your QRadar, you can select which version you want to select and what is the kind of security level that you want to give and all. You can select that, but people don't use all these things. Why? Because QRadar itself is a you can say log mechanism, so it doesn't require. So asset DNS lookup for host identity is true. If you press no, it will not select DNS lookup and all. Wins lookup are same. That is Wins lookup is nowadays it is no more using, but still DNS lookup it is very important. If you press S, it will be give the DNS lookup result per page. We used to see whenever we do any log activity search, it will provide 40 number of counts after search, and it will be send it to another page. So like that, if you want to go for more than 40, you can change it here. And by default search limit is 1000 I told, and you can change up to 1 million or 1 million. It's some, it's 10,000 by default search limit. It is 10,000, and you can go beyond up to 10 lakhs. Additional release of information, yes. So here there is an additional information as we have seen. See, if you select something, I'll do change, add a filter, you will get some show information, more information. So remote connection error tolerance is up to 5. If there any this is number of tolerance is 5. Persistent session timeout is 0 in days. You can keep it that for a number of days. Session timeouts. Number of login failures is 5. See that admin login failures, or you can say any user login failure. And failure attempt window. If it is failure attempt for 10 minutes, it will be idle. It is failure block time is 30 minutes. You can change all these things. You can login host. If you wanna give a specific host with the IP details or a host name, you can give 192.168.5.1, 192.168.5.3, so 5.6. So these two only can use this login host as a whitelist, or everything will be you can say blacklisted. Allow logon password autocomplete. If you kept it no, so the autocomplete option will not be there. That save option. Inactivity timing again 30 minutes. Login message. What is the login message? You can give welcome to Curadar. Welcome to Curadar. So once you do this, so whenever I go log off and log on, so first and foremost it will give the login message. Okay. Display login history. If you give the login history, I'll show you what are the things. I'll press true, and login history retention, you can keep it for how many days. Current login limit of all hosts. If you want a concurrent logins for any user, you want to give something like 2, so it will be only the maximum logins will be only 2 from all hosters, different hosters. So these are the user specific security. DNS for real-time lookups and all, you can press them. If you have a Win server in your organization, you can configure those. Report retention, I said report how many days you want to keep it for that report. By default it is 30, you can keep it up to 2 years, that's up to you. Data export, what are the things that you want to do? Include header in CSV, that's up to you. If you want to press S, it will give the top header details. Maximum simultaneous exports, so how many exports that can be done. So if you are doing here, you have done export to XML or XC. Again you do another search and you do the same CSV, it will not allowed. If you give only 1, it is giving by default is 1. If you are giving more than that, it will not allow. If you are giving 2, it will allow only maximum 2. It will, if you press 3, it will give maximum 3 simultaneous exports. So field encoding is see both TLV and payload. This TLV I forgot what is this TLV, but this is something. I'll come back to you with this word TLV. I have to write somewhere. Yeah, okay. So this is an additional field encoding, something is there. So I'll come back to you with this. I forgot what is this. So network insight setting, this is again, it is not yet part, so there is no need. Inspection level, flow inspection level, advanced, basic, enriched. At basic over here it will check up to encrypted, non-encrypted status only. In enriched it will deep dive towards what are the packet, what are the kind of packet, and this is a Q&A related data, but however it is not connected, no worries. Geographic setting, number of user IDs, it's these many things, license keys, host server name. These are geographic settings. See, once we used to touch any IP address and all, it will show like this. So all these are the from this particular server it is updating, and these are the physical location and that particular you can say map, that particular map, those things which will be related to this. If you have a license key, you can use the host server is this, and you have any if you have purchased this particular geographic settings, it will work. Otherwise you need not to worry. Okay, leave this page, admin. So we have also seen custom offense tabs you can set up while closing an offense. If you are closing some offense, by default it is not there, but it's okay, I'll show you. If you want to add some custom offense name, reason, so I said it's a false positive by the network team, or you can say by network team. Okay, it's already there, reason is already there. Okay, there are so many things that has been added, it's okay. Edit this, close by QRadar helpdesk team. So like that you can give the reasons, and once you are doing the offense close along with the by default option, these things will also shown there, so that you can easily close once you have an close reasons, by default close reasons. And store and forward, so you can do a store and forward to another you can create and you can forward your see here the press next. Schedule name, it is something like weekly. I'm giving available event collectors are not there, but if it is there, you can forward it to some other, and then by default I'm sending there is nothing, that's the reason I'm giving. So you can sending with this speed to destination, whatever the destination it will ask. See, it will sending from one event collector to the another event collector if it is there. So I don't have multiple, that's why there is nothing, it is not showing anything, it's not showing anything. If it is there, I have to select, and I'll just select available event collector and selected event collector. You can just select. If it is a multiple, the options are there. In a distributed environment it will work, else it will not. So it will see. So store and features allowed to manage a control and stop at what time event processor in your deployment. The store and forward windows provides in a list of schedules. The list includes the statics of help you to evaluate the status, performance and progress of your schedules. So according to the schedule it is store and forward. Okay, so reference sets, we'll talk once rules, we'll talk about rules, we'll talk about reference sets also. Centralized credentials, you can set up a centralized credential for the activities for Linux, Windows, for authentication itself directly. So any device authentication, you want to go for it, so it will check and it will goes from here itself. That is what the centralized credential, nothing specific. So if you can select some IBM.in, and if you have any Windows related password, see service account is there, something like you have a service account SA underscore QRadar, you might have created some this one. If you have the password, so so just you can add. So this will be helpful whenever there is a adding of, or you can say Windows authentication requires, it will use this. For the Linux and all, it will use this, and for the network devices and all, it will use this directly. So this is what centralized credential. So routing rules, this is, you can create your routing rules over here. All incoming, if it is there, what should we do? So name is something I'm selling local, so online from this. So matchings, or you can say source IP or destination IP equal to 127.0.0.1. so I'm adding this. What is the routing option? So I'll do forward, or you can say bypass the correlation. So or forwarding to, if you have any forward, you can add over here. If the destination is there, you can send it to that particular forwarding. Okay, or you can say bypass or drop. I don't want to see this particular 127.0.0.1 data, so you can either forward to some other console, or you can drop, or you can bypass the correlation, and if you save, it will be saved. Okay, so domain management, we have resource restrictions. You can set up resource restrictions. See, the admin is there by default, there is no restrictions, but if you create any user, I'll create a user and I'll show it to you. You can add Vishnu is one user, Vishnu at ibm.in. This is a password. The user role is all. Security profile is admin. Where is this one? Yeah. I saved. Okay. So if I do resource restrictions, no, I need to do deployment changes. Should I? Okay, if it is there, it will given with that Vishnu and all. You can limit the search time and all those things will be shown in the resource limit. I'll show you it. Is the system recovered? Yeah, it's up now. See, if you that some of the things I have to show you. See this these things, these flags, and if you mouse over it, it is giving some geographical location. So these are the settings I want to say, and there is a plugin option called export exchange lookup. So these are the settings which I want to show, but because of some of the things I am unable to show. So in the resource restrictions also, now you are able to.
Vishnu,
Yeah.
how it can identify that the resource IP is from US?
See, this is by default. See, if you go and check the IP address, IP range allocation, so country wise. So by default, INA is there. IP allocation, one range is there. IP allocation IP range, sorry, IP range allocation by country. See, INA is a see list of IP addresses. See, these are the IP ranges and all. If you see, there's a INA one is there, so is responsible for all those things. So for which country is in, those will be standardized by default. INA is the, see, this is INA. See, Internet Protocol Address Allocation. See, this is Internet Assigned Numbers Authority. So according to this, if you see over here, IPv4 allocation and all, you can come to know what is the for this range and all, you can come to know. You can check. This is a standardized company. So by default, particular country used to start from this range to this range. That is already predefined by INA. This is an organization. This is the organization. Numbers you can check. It is not giving IPv4 details over here, but you can check the range. India range, India IP range, India IP range. Just click over here. You will get all this. See, these are the these are the IPs. So this is predefined by see, a major IP address blocks for India. Major IP address blocks. See, these are the major IP addresses which allotted by INA only. So it is keep on changing. Whatever the changes happens, those will be updated by INA, as well as the same thing will be internally updated by Curador system itself. Okay. Yeah. So the database is there according to longitude and latitude. That everything that will be created by Curador. The internal mechanism is there. They set up their own database for IP range from this to this. This US, from this to this is India, and all they set up already. So we need not to worry. Okay. So this range is of this particular US. So by default they set, it's not done by us. Okay. So but if you don't want that particular if you don't want that, just do no, and the embedded address maps and all, if you don't want, and at the same time if you don't want X-Force, just save. Yeah, we need to deploy. Okay, but still after doing and all, you will get to know. Once it's done, see deployment under process. Once the deployment completes, it will go away. So this is how generic in standard, and at the same point of time we'll go and see this restore restrictions. So there are some see, by default admin don't have any restriction, but if you by default you can restrict, modify. So record limit, you can set how much record you want to keep, what the time span you want to set, execution time you can set in days, minutes and all. You can set the values and all. Okay, for this. So it is something like would be automatically stored after the assigned number of records to be processed. So it is more, it should not be crossed more than 1 lakh limits, or you can say 10,000. So it will only search maximum 10,000, and the range is also you can set in hours. You can set only 6 hours range he can only process. Execution time, he can do a maximum period of some 30 minutes. So if I set this for this, so this guy is only do a record limit whatever he do. So he do a execution time of 30 minutes. He can see maximum of 10,000 records. He can do a maximum time span of 6 hours. So if you are going for any changes in this particular log activity, that particular Flipkart admin can't go filter. Sorry, I'll go for some time range and all, we can say. So first and foremost, he can't go beyond 6 hours. If at all he goes, the result will be maximum of 6 hours only. And over here it is showing some 2252, is the limit is 10,000 only. And the last and foremost, if you are doing 6 hours and it is taking the time, see here the statics are showing some time, it is some in milliseconds, see it is 70 milliseconds, the duration is maximum of 30 minutes, he can go for 30 minutes only. So these are the resource limits that you can throw. Okay, three things related to resource restriction. Like that you can set up, or you can time span 6 hours and execution time is only 1 minute, you can set. So like that you can. But for admin, and you can if you wanna go for admin role restriction, it's not possible. Generally, if you set, it won't allow. It allows here, but again it do the entire things. Admin is a super admin, he can do any damn things. That is what yeah, it's done. So once you go to and do the refresh, now it's gone. See, it's gone. And if you mouse over, so it's gone. That that particular geography, that particular map gone. If you do the this one, it will not, it is see, it will not take you anything. So like that you do whatever you want. So if you want a flag, you can bring out. If you wanna see that particular map, you can see. If you wanna go for some extra features, you can add and delete from system settings only. So we have seen restrictions also, and forward destination for this routing rules. So as we have seen, so I forget to tell this forward destination. You can set up your destination. What is your destination and all. So the destination is something like syslog, and I set some 192.168.20.20. So on which port you wanna send, so just save it. Yeah, it's saved. So whenever you do any routing rules, it will show here. You are adding something like I don't want local data. That's what I said. Service logs I don't want. Local logs. If I don't want online event character from this, matching all source IPs. See, so I'm adding some 127.0.0.1. If I'm whenever I get either in source IP or destination IP 127.0.0.1, you forward to this particular destination directly. So this is what called direct, and you do other options also, and you just save it. What it will do, it will set up a these are local logs. So now onwards, whatever logs it will show here, you double click, it will forward to there. Instead of showing here, it will forward to there. See these logs. So these logs will be forward to there. Right now there is no option, that's the reason it is giving. And I hope it should work, but the destination is not there. That's the reason it is not forwarding. No worries. So you can set all these things. So like that we have seen auto update. Any doubts on auto update?
In forwarding destination,
Yeah.
you are forwarding source IP also same, destination IP also.
See, destination is 96.20.20 something other. So here I'll show you 1 minute. Routing rules you can come to know. So this is this is either source IP or destination IP. If it is matches, it is matches 127.0. In this logs, see if these are the logs, it is matching. See source IP and destination IP. If it is matching 127.0.0.1, these are the local logs. Got it? These are the local logs, service logs, which we can relate to this health related to Curador. That I don't want to see in the system. So what I am doing, I am forwarding to some other location. Where I am forwarding to syslog. There is a syslog I created for this purpose only. The host of that particular syslog is 192.168.20.20. The port is 514, where I am forwarding through this particular port. The protocol is TCP, and it is up and running. However, if it is online, if it is pingable, if it is this particular destination is pingable, then only these logs will go, else it will not go. see if this particular is not available right now. Okay, there's a reason. See, you can disable and do all these things. You can disable and all, but if it is enable also, that particular IP, just I want to show you, but this IP is not exist. That's the reason logs are still coming to say still coming here. See, I did some change, routing rule modified. See, we have changed some routing rules. See, if I stop, it will show here what was my routing rule change. It will show everything. See, wrap the text. So these are the changes that routing rule update configuration selective forward set. The details are not showing here, but that was changed over here. That's the things it is showing. Okay, the exact details you can't see, but there was a routing rule was configured and all those things. See, selective forward modified was done. Okay, so the name of the thing is local logs we created. Forward and correlate and all, there are some details, major details is giving, but exactly what is our condition is not showing here. Okay, so we'll see, is there any doubt in auto update, backup, global systems, system license, system settings, custom offense, store and forward is nothing, is not, it's not generally not used in any system. We'll see this thing later. Centralized, forwarding destinations, routing roles. So these two are interrelated again. We have seen this one yesterday, and extension management at the after and all this completion we'll talk about extension management and restore restrictions. So we have seen restore restrictions. Any doubt till now? So these are the small settings only. You can ask me.
Still, no doubts are there. Actually, I want to
So
ask that.
you need to open and see once. See, you go to this particular things and just whatever I said, you go and see whether the view update history are there, change setting. See, these are once a while usable. See, it's not daily activity. This is not a daily activity. This is once a while configuration setting. So you need to have a basic idea, so that you can at least, it's not mean that if you are going and seeing, you should not be blank. Once you see what's the meaning of and all, I said you can disable manual install and auto install. It will download and kept it ready. In auto install, it not install. So these things you should know. So it's not mandatory that you should know each and everything by heart. So it is something like, see, in backup also, when you are going in and seeing this particular this kind of configuration settings, so at least you should have a basic idea. There is a backup configuration, there is a data configuration, both is option is there, and nightly backups are there. So the option, what are the options? So what is the meaning of high and medium? It will low, it will consume maximum of 30%, it will consume maximum of 60%, it will consume maximum of 90%, that particular process. So it is QRadar recommends low only, but medium is you can sustain up to medium if you are maintaining, but for the data and then keep it low. Why? Because it is a huge thing. If you are doing so much of data transaction for the backup and all, it will. So generally people don't take data backup. People used to take configuration backup only. I even advise take the configuration backup. Why? Because data backup, if you are going for data backup, sometimes it be in terabytes, sometimes in petabytes. So that's up to you. If you want to take the backup of petabyte data, you can take. So configuration is more than sufficient. The entire configuration will be shown here. So it will do daily. It will do daily automatically. If you take and you can go for restore option from here. You select that particular thing and you go for restore option directly. You can do. So, and there are options are available: custom rules, deployment configuration, user configuration, license, report template, QEM scan result installed. If data is there, assets and offenses, you can do these things. So just restore it. It will take so much of time, and the service will be stopped. All the services will be stopped, and you need to go for full deployment configuration after completion of restore. Okay. So these are the basic tabs. We'll talk about index management. I left with these four: index management, aggregated data management, reference set, and resource restriction. Extension management. We will see these four in a further classes. Uh, I kept it separate. Why? Because these two are very bigger topics. I need to explain very thoroughly. That's the reason I kept it separate. Okay. So any doubts till now?
No.
Okay. So
Actually, I want to ask that how to configure A flow, B flow means A superflow, B superflow, C in the
see,
network.
those things are by default they configured. You need not to configure. Type A
No.
superflow, type B superflow, type C superflow.
Yeah.
So those you need not to configure. By default, the thing is there. If
One
you
command is there, no TCP dump
yeah
something if
yeah
the log is not coming.
see that is I will show you when the tuning see you can say troubleshoot part is there.
Yeah.
I'll explain those things. So you
Okay.
don't worry about it. See, once log is coming, so how to see if log is not coming, how to check those things and all. We'll talk in Curador troubleshooting. So if
Okay.
log sources troubleshooting and all. If WinCollect is not sending the logs, if your RSys log is not sending the log, what are the things to be checked? What are the major things to be checked? What are the components to be checked? What are the services to be checked and all? We will talk. No worries. That is the part of troubleshoot. We will see. No worries.
Okay.
Okay. So any more doubts? You just think about the settings and all. These are the major things. If as an admin part you need to check each and everything. So however the schedule is not there about each and everything, but still I used to explain all these things. Okay.
Okay.
So
Yesterday class I didn't got in my drive. Maybe they didn't uploaded management.
maybe today they will upload. No worries. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So it is something like see there used to be some delay.